Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Legal Attention. I'm Kritika, and today we are going to discuss on landmark judgments. I'm starting a series on this, so keep watching. And this is the part second. So let's get into the video. With the important judgments. R. Rajagopal versus State of Tamil Nadu. The facts of the case are this was a petitioner in this case who was a staff of Tamil magazine, while the respondents were the Inspector General of Prisoners, that is, Superintendent of Prisoners, and the state of Tamil Nadu. These were the respondents, these three were the respondents, and the petitioner, that is, the staff of the Tamil magazine, brought in petition against the respondent, all three of them, and because they prohibited the petitioner from publishing the autobiography of a prisoner who was convicted on 6 counts of murder and sentenced to death. Means he wanted to publish an autobiography on a prisoner. So they petitioner brought a petition against the respondent because they were not allowing him to do that. So the petitioner alleged that such prohibition was against the right to freedom of expression. So in this case, the court held that court in passing its rule drew a distinction between right to privacy and press and the tort of defamation. So the court held that the petitioner can publish the autobiography of the prisoner so far that it does not infringe of his rights on his rights, and the respondents do not have a right to interfere. मीन्स पेटिशनर ऑटोबायोग्राफी पब्लिश कर सकता है अगर उसको प्रिजनर के कोई राइट्स अफेक्ट नहीं होते, और इसमें जो भी रिस्पॉन्डेंट्स तीनों में उनमें से कोई भी किसी के पास भी ये हक नहीं है कि वो इंटरफेयर करे इस मैटर में, एंड दे कैन ओनली स्यू द पेटिशनर फॉर द डिफेमेशन इफ द वर्ड्स ऑफ द प्रिजनर आर डिफेमेटरी. कि अगर उनको करना सू भी करना है ना, तो भी वो सिर्फ इसी मैटर पे कर सकते हैं ऑन द वर्ड्स ऑफ डिफेमेटरी वर्ड्स. अगर प्रिजनर के बारे में कोई भी ऐसा डिफेमेटरी वर्ड्स है तो उसको स्यू कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज दे कांट. So the next case is Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. This is one of the most important cases. The facts of this case are that the petitioner were the prisoners living in the slum areas, and on the payments of the streets, they in this case जो भी स्लम एरियाज में जो भी लोग रहते थे तो वो स्ट्रीट के साइड में अपना जो भी बिजनेस वगैरह चलाते थे फॉर देयर नॉर्मल लाइवलीहुड, तो उसको हटा दिया गया था अचानक से एक दिन. सो दे बॉट अ रिट पिटिशन क्लेमिंग दैट दे वर डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ देयर लाइवलीहुड दो द एनविक्शन नोटिस गिवन टू देम. मीन्स अचानक से दे दिया ऐसा नोटिस और अचानक से सबको तो उनका लाइवलीहुड डिप्राइव हुआ है. सो इन दिस केस द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हेल्ड दैट इन एडरिंग टू देयर आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑन 2 पॉइंट्स ऑफ लॉ. मीन्स दो बातें बोली सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. एक तो बोली राइट टू लाइफ एंड राइट टू लाइवलीहुड एज स्टिपुलेटेड अंडर आर्टिकल 21 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की राइट टू लाइफ और राइट टू लाइवलीहुड दोनों आर्टिकल 21 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंडर आते हैं. एंड कोर्ट ऑल्सो हेल्ड दैट इन इंटरप्रेटिंग द राइट टू लाइफ इट ऑल्सो इंक्लूड्स द राइट टू लाइवलीहुड. As such, depriving one of his rights to life is the same as depriving of one of his right to livelihood. अगर आप किसी का right to life इन्फ्लिक्ट करो तो आप उसका right to livelihood भी deprive कर रहे हो. सो द रीज़न फॉर सच इंटरप्रिटेशन वॉज दैट जो अपना आर्टिकल 21 है वो एक बिग अम्ब्रेला की तरह काम करता है और उसके अंडर बहुत सारे सेवरल राइट्स आते हैं. सो देयरफॉर द पेटिशनर्स वर आस्क्ड टू मूव आउट आफ्टर बीइंग गिवन 1 month notice after the monsoon season. So petitioners को at least 1 month का notice मिल गया. So the next case is Sarla Mudgal versus Union of India. So this was also one of the landmark cases that emphasis on 494 of the Indian Penal Code. Now what is 494 of the Indian Penal Code? It talks about marrying again during the lifetime of husband or a wife. Means like husband or a wife मतलब like वो alive हैं and you are marrying some other person again. So in this the petitioner Sarla Mudgal filed a writ petition in the court alleging that their husband converted to sorry, there's a mistake of it will be husband converted to Islam for sole purpose of marrying another wife. कि उसके हस्बैंड ने सिर्फ इस्लाम में कन्वर्जन किया अपना, जस्ट फॉर द sake of marrying another woman. So they contended that such marriage was illegal and the husband was punishable under section 494 of the IPC. So in this case, the issues addressed by the court were whether the Hindu husband who is married under the Hindu law can convert to Islam and marry a second wife. कि हिंदू हस्बैंड जो भी होगा वो मैरी करने के मतलब लाइक अपने हिंदू लॉ के अकॉर्डिंगली कन्वर्ट कर सकता है नहीं कर सकता, और उसमें भी वो दूसरी वाइफ से शादी कर सकता है नहीं. देन वेदर द हिंदू and second was whether the Hindu husband after such act can be charged under section 494 of the IPC. और अगर कर भी दिया है तो क्या वो चार्ज हो सकता है इसके अंदर. तो जजमेंट ये आया कोर्ट का कि दैट फर्स्ट मैरिज स्टैंड्स वैलिड and that the conversion to Islam is not an opportunity to pick another wife. तो कोर्ट ने साफ साफ बोल दिया कि आपने अगर अपना कन्वर्जन किया है, दैट डजंट मीन कि आप दूसरी शादी कर लोगे. एंड देयरफॉर द हस्बैंड वाज पनिशेबल अंडर सेक्शन 494 ऑफ द IPC. नेक्स्ट केस इज विशाखा एंड अदर्स वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान. In this case, it is a result of a woman fighting for an end of sexual violence and assault at workplace. The plaintiff, the plaintiff, that is Vishaka, sued for PIL against the Rajasthan and the Union of India after woman named Dhanwari Devi was gang ranched for stopping a child marriage. So PIL was filed and the plaintiff argued that the right of working women under Article 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution should be protected and guaranteed. And today, and in today's point of view, this case is like this case talks about the talks as a विशाखा गाइडलाइंस. जितनी भी मतलब बातें इस केस में बोली गई थी उनको हम विशाखा गाइडलाइंस के नाम से मतलब जानते हैं मेनली. So the judgment in this case was that the court held that the women can enforce their rights in a workplace under Article 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution, and जो भी section 354 है and 509 of the IPC, that is 354 talks about the assault and criminal force to women with an intention to outrage her modesty, and 509 talks about the words, gestures or any act which intends to insult the modesty of women. So ये जो भी हम which was initially left at the interpretation or discretion of the police after a report has been filed made about the outraging of women's modesty. And then after this case in 2013, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act was there. Then next case is Rameshwar Prasad versus Union of India. The facts of this case is it was a landmark judgment on the election disputes and legality of post-election realignments. So there was a Bihar Legislative Assembly elections which were concluded in 2005 by the Election Commission of India, and the results were subsequently declared. Then there were total of 243 seats and none of the parties in the election were maintained a simple majority. मतलब जितनी भी parties थी किसी ने भी simple majority नहीं करा. So subsequently there was an uprising of which the president gave an order. So उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, president ने एक order दिया कि dissolve कर दी जाएगी assembly, and several persons filed an petition under Article 32 of the Constitution. I told you what Article 32 talks about, the civil rights, कि अगर कुछ भी होता है तो वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जा सकते हैं to protect their rights. Individuals can go to the court. So what were the main issues in this case? Whether the Bihar Legislative Assembly can be dissolved under Article 174 Clause 2B of the Constitution prior to its first meeting. 174 talks about the sessions of the state legislature, and the main 174 Clause 2 Part B talks about the dissolve the legislative assembly. dissolution of the legislative assembly, and whether the presidential order of proclamation was unconstitutional or illegal. कि बिहार लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली डिसॉल्व हो सकती है नहीं हो सकती, आर्टिकल 174 क्लॉज 2 क्लॉज बी के अंडर, और जो भी प्रेसिडेंशियल ऑर्डर्स या प्रोक्लेमेशंस हुए थे वो अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल थे और इलीगल थे या नहीं. तो इसमें जजमेंट ये आया कोर्ट का दैट द डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ बिहार लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली बाय द प्रेसिडेंट थ्रू द प्रेसिडेंशियल ऑर्डर्स वाज अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड एन एक्सेसिव पावर यूज ऑफ पावर. मीन्स इन दिस स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर का मैटर था, स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर गवर्नर वुड हैव हैंडल, बट प्रेसिडेंट ने अपनी पावर्स का एक्सेसिव यूज लिया और दिस इज अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अकॉर्डिंग टू द particular articles given in the constitution. So that's all for today's video, guys. I'll be starting a playlist as I told you before, so keep watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and you can follow me on Instagram too. The link is in the description box. See ya.